Now we come to Sutta 5.3.26. This is another quite important sutta. The Buddha said, "Monks, there are these 5 spheres of release, wherein the unreleased mind of a monk, abiding zealous, ardent and resolute, finds release. All the asavas, not yet wholly destroyed, come to complete destruction. All the unsurpassed peace from effort, not yet attained, is won." What 5? Monks, take the case when the master or some fellow in the holy life who acts as teacher instructs a monk in Dhamma. While he teaches, that monk partakes of both the spirit and the letter of this Dhamma. From this experience, joy, pamoja, springs up, and from that delight, piti. In such a state, his whole being calms down. When he is calm, ease, sukha, is experienced, and for him who dwells at ease, the mind is concentrated. Monks, this is the first sphere of release, wherein the unreleased mind of a monk, abiding zealous, ardent and resolute, finds release. All the asavas, not yet wholly destroyed, come to complete destruction. All the unsurpassed peace from effort, not yet attained, is won. Again, monks, when the master or some fellow in the holy life does not instruct him in Dhamma, but he himself instructs others in detail, as he has heard it, as he has learnt it by heart. While he thus teaches, he partakes of this Dhamma and experiences joy, delight, calm and ease, wherein his mind is concentrated. Monks, this is the second sphere of release. Or else, he repeats Dhamma as he has heard it, as he has learnt it, and while doing so, he partakes of this Dhamma and experiences joy, delight, calm and ease, whereby his mind is concentrated. Monks, this is the third sphere of release. Or else, in his heart, he ponders and reflects on Dhamma as he has heard it, as he has learnt it. He reviews it carefully in his mind, and while doing so, he partakes of this Dhamma and experiences joy, delight, calm and ease, whereby his mind is concentrated. Monks, this is the fourth sphere of release. Or else, some concentration sign, samadhi nimitta, is rightly grasped by him, rightly held by the attention, rightly reflected on, rightly penetrated by wisdom. And while this takes place, he partakes of both the spirit and letter of this Dhamma. From this experience, joy springs up, from that delight. In such a state, his whole being calms down. When he is calm, ease is experienced, and for him who dwells at ease, the mind is composed. Monks, this is the fifth sphere of release, wherein the unreleased mind of a monk, abiding zealous, ardent and resolute, finds release. All the asavas, not yet wholly destroyed, come to complete destruction. All the unsurpassed peace from effort, not yet attained, is won. Monks, these are the 5 spheres of release. It's the end of the sutta. This is a very important sutta, because here you find the Buddha is trying to say the different conditions where a person, a monk, gets released, or the asavas are destroyed. That means he becomes an arahant. And what are these 5 conditions? First one is hearing Dhamma, hearing a teacher teach Dhamma. And when he is listening to the Dhamma, he partakes of the spirit and letter of this Dhamma. And from this, joy arises, and then delight. And then because of these 2, he is calm. And when he becomes calm, the mind becomes concentrated. And when the mind becomes concentrated, that is the condition for wisdom to arise, and he gets release. So the first one is hearing Dhamma. That is why hearing Dhamma, the suttas, is very important. We pay attention and hear Dhamma carefully, put all attention there. It is possible, as in many suttas, the Buddha showed that a person can enter the stream. The second one is a person teaches Dhamma, and when he teaches Dhamma, because when he teaches Dhamma, he has to reflect on the Dhamma, ponder in his mind as to how to explain it, and then he partakes of the Dhamma, and joy, delight, calm and ease arises, and his mind becomes concentrated, and he attains release. That is the second condition. The third one, he repeats Dhamma. Repeating Dhamma is also very useful. It means You learn the Dhamma, and instead of just going in one ear and going out the other ear, you listen to it again and again. Or if you have the words of it, you repeat it. Especially certain suttas are very important. You keep on repeating it and you understand more and more. And so that is the third way you get release. You get attainment of Aryahood. The fourth one ponders and reflects on Dhamma. This is also very useful to ponder and reflect on Dhamma that you have heard. Perhaps tonight you hear the Dhamma. Tomorrow, when you are more free, you can think about the Dhamma that you have heard, reflect on it, and perhaps you understand that in depth what was said, and then you can attain release. Then the fifth one is to contemplate the concentration sign, the sign of meditation. And when you contemplate on the concentration sign, the mind automatically becomes concentrated, and from there, concentrated mind, wisdom arises, and you attain release. So these are the 5 ways. Now, one thing you would like to note is that the condition for calming down the mind here is that joy and delight arises. Joy and delight arises. That means you got to have joy and delight. Not all dukkha, Meditation is not all dukkha. If it's all dukkha, joy and delight cannot arise. That is why in the suttas, the Buddha talked about the bliss of seclusion, the bliss of renunciation, referring to piti and sukha, which from where concentration arises. So remember that meditation is not sitting down and seeing a lot of dukkha. Too much dukkha, then you have no inspiration to meditate, can't keep it up. So you got to have this inspiration from the joy and the delight of meditation. And from there you be calmed down and attain concentration, and after that wisdom. So these are the 5 ways of attaining Aryahood. Remember again, first one is listening to Dhamma, second one teaching Dhamma. You can also teach Dhamma to somebody else if you have listened to it often enough from the tapes or from the books. Third one is repeating Dhamma. Repeat the passage of Dhamma again and again. The fourth one is to ponder and reflect on Dhamma. And the fifth one is contemplating the concentration sign. So if you want to attain to Aryahood, remember these 5 ways.